You already know what it is. Your boy World Rama, Grindhard TV Podcast. We are back. You already know what's today, February 5th, 16th? February 16th. This is actually the anniversary of the day that I met my wife. You know what I'm saying? I met her today 17 years ago. So today is February 16th. I met her 17 years ago today. And we've been married for 2 years now. So, you know how that go. Niggas be taking their time, whatever, with the marriage shit. But, when we get it done, be appreciative and happy. But look, I just want to say this. It's so much shit going on, man. But I'm on a run right now, a promo run for Lucy the movie. Lucy the movie has been out now since February 7th. It is now February 16th. And I'm going to start doing Watch Wednesdays. Me, Renoir Dollars from CTM, and Myrna from E-Mark Entertainment. So every Wednesday at 227 Linden Boulevard, it's called Moonlight Corner Lounge. Doors open up at 6 to 12. It's free to get in. But you got to pay at the bar and you got to buy your food because the place sells food and liquor. But we're not charging y'all to get in. This February 26th, I will be doing a Lucy the Movie / soundtrack media mixer. I got a bunch of media people that's going to be in the building. So the artists that's on the soundtrack, they will be performing their records off the soundtrack. That's what's going on. And there will be a Q&A for the actors and actresses that's in the movie and the producers and the directors of the movie. So if you can watch Lucy the Movie now by going to lucythemovie.com and you can stream it and watch it. It'll be on another major platform in April. But, right now they're charging $2.99 to watch the movie on lucythemovie.com. You can see the first 3 minutes of it, which I'm all in it, like I said before. And while I get to that 3 minute point, it's going to ask for $2.99 for you to watch the full movie. And I would like all of my viewers, my fans, my followers, supporters, subscribers, and even the haters, go watch me in the movie, y'all. You could have your own synopsis. It'll give you more stuff to love about me or more stuff to hate about me, or one or the other, but it's okay. I just need y'all to go watch the movie. And if y'all want to see any of the actors or actresses or the producers from the movie, February 26th, we are at 227 Linden Boulevard. It's called Moonlight Corner Lounge. Moonlight Corner Lounge, 227th and Linden Boulevard in Queens, Cambridge Heights. I'm giving y'all, this is the promo right here, the A1 promo. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you like or you didn't like in that movie, you can come there February 26th and you can have questions and answers to any of the actors and the actresses. You can see the artists that's on the soundtrack perform their records that's on the joint, and you can just have some drinks, get some food, and have a good time. It's a media mixer. And it'll be a lot of, promo in the building, a lot of platforms and things of that sort. And, I like to get AKA Promotions in there and Pacheco Productions in there as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's Wednesday, February 26th. Doors open up at 6. There's no cover to get in. Y'all don't got to worry about, I got to go out there and then I got to pay to get in. Nah, this is free. And we're going to be doing that every Wednesday. It's a different theme every Wednesday. So if people got shit going on and they want to do like a birthday party in there, or they want to release their video, or they want to release whatever it is they want to do, we can do it there on a Wednesday though. So, usually the Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays be taken up. But, on Monday, they got Media Monday in Manhattan. We used to do Reggae Passion Tuesdays on 40 Deuce, but now we doing Watch Wednesdays on Wednesday. The first one is February 26th, Lucy the Movie / soundtrack media mixer. Shout out to Myrna from E-Mark Entertainment, Lady Success. Shout out to Renoir Dollars from CTM. Those are my two partners that we involved doing these events together. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make shit happen. More Beats, what's goody? Shout out to my guy More Beats, because yesterday they had a 4th annual encore show from the events that they be putting on. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they always feeding the people. The food was excellent. It was chicken salads with feta cheese, and it had the little green peppers in it that you get when you go to Papa John's, and they put the little peppers in on the side of your pizza, where they had a whole bunch of those. Yo, more beats, y'all always feeding niggas and making niggas feel special at y'all events, man. I appreciate that. And it's on my live too. Just go to Worldorama the Hoff on YouTube, and you'll see the last event that was live and shit like that. It was a few hundred people that was tuning in. I got there a little late, but I got the majority of the show. Shout out to everybody that was performing there and shit like that, and everybody that was with that. They did that at the EOS Theater, the same spot that Media Monday do they join at 50 Bowery, where it's the big screen in there, and it's a game room where you can bring your kids and play and all of that shit. That's where I was at yesterday. That's where I was at yesterday. It was fire. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to More Beats and everything like that. He also does Saturdays with Mr. L. So I'm hoping that he probably will come out Wednesday if he can make it and come to the Lucy the Movie / soundtrack media mixer. So all of the media people, I want y'all out there in the building and shit like that. And I also want to shout out to Headliner Productions who made Lucy the Movie, because if you came to the premiere, you seen the Laugh and Tell comedy series volume 3. I didn't know, because I had my camera guy, Psycho 6, come out and film the whole comedy show for my platform, but I didn't know that they was filming it for another one of his, because he did Headliners Productions did Crackheads Gone Wild. It's mad volumes of that. They did Lucy the Movie. They did this joint called Partner. And now clearly they did the Laugh and Tell comedy series. And it's already out right now. So from the premiere, from the 7th, I seen them having multiple cameras filming on stage that night, but I didn't know that they was putting together a full-fledged episode. So shout out to Headliners Productions, Kyron Hodges, and everybody over there making it happen. And his whole production team. Shout out Miss Jones that was in the building. She always shouting it out on her show. You know what I'm saying? 93.7 The Beat. 93.7 The Block. Let me get that shit right. You know what I mean? She'll also be performing at the Rockaway Twins birthday party at the same club I'm doing my joint at. You know what I mean? So she's moving and shaking. She booked and busy and all of that. And I fucks with Miss Jones, man. She's a good person. And, you know, she's always still in the hood, fucking with everybody, making it happen. Y'all book her, she gonna pull up. So shout out to Miss Jones. But speaking of radio personality females, I want to say something that I just seen on TV today. Actually, I was in the house watching something. Me and wifey was in the crib because, you know, this was our anniversary weekend for when we met each other. So we just in the crib drinking and bugging and vibing and shit. And you know I don't drink no more, so I was just drinking because we was celebrating. But we just had some mimosas or whatever, y'all. You know, pineapple mimosas. We made them ourselves. And I'm looking on TMZ on YouTube, and they got this free Wendy thing. Speaking of female radio personalities, so it's a free Wendy campaign, or Saving Wendy. Just how they had Surviving R. Kelly and Surviving Diddy, they got Saving Wendy, and Wendy is in I guess a loft or a hotel room, and she's talking about how her son got that guardianship over her, and they're making huge withdrawals of her money out of her account. Now, this is her son. So I don't know how to deal with this, because if she was going kind of crazy and they had to have some type of guardianship over her, and her son, who's probably now anywhere between 16 and 20, I think he's maybe 18 now, 18 or 19, I'm not sure. But they were saying it on the show, but I was more so shocked that Wendy Williams' son is getting done dirty the same exact way her husband did her. Because when he was managing her career, he was, she was making all of the money from what she was doing. He was managing it, and he was building a whole life with another woman, and had a whole house down the block from where they lived at, where his other baby mother was living at. So now for her son to be taking over her, what is it called? Her estate. She's not dead, but he's the one handling the Wendy estate. And he's just making large withdrawals from her money. Mind you, Wendy Williams is still getting bread. They saying Wendy Williams is broke, but all of this Gossip about Wendy Williams and her being on TMZ and them putting out a Saving Wendy. All of this shit, they paid her for that. She's not doing that shit for free. They got to give her a check for doing a show about saving Wendy. TMZ has to give Wendy a check for her to do an interview with them over the phone while they filmed up at the fucking 5th floor window. She actually stood in the 5th floor window and was talking on the phone with them. So while she's talking to TMZ, you could see her saying exactly what she's saying from their cameras up in her window. So she did all of that. They had to be paying her for that. So she's still getting money. And I mean, these interviews be for hundreds of thousands and millions. You heard? So her son having straight access to her account and just making big purchases and shit like that, that's kind of crazy to me. But that's all she had. She only had one son. She only had one son with that guy. You know what I'm saying? And that guy did her dirty, took her money, met the next chick, moved on with her, and built a family with her. And now here it is, her son. I'm not saying her son don't love her, but yeah, he's definitely taking advantage. If you a young teenager and your mom's a semi, like, not all the way there, and she kind of crazy, and you're the one taking care of your mother and handling the estate and having access to her debit cards that handles all her money, and it's millions of dollars in this fucking account, you're going to do whatever the fuck you want to do. Because if that's your parents' money and you're in control of handling their finances, you feel like, yo, it's your money too. That's how I would feel. You know what I'm saying? If I'm taking care of my mom and she don't got it all together. But the problem of it is that she's back to normal. She got all her regular senses, but yet they keeping her confined to this fucking hotel room or wherever this place is at. TMZ said they couldn't even get in the building. That's why they had to film her from the ground up to the 5th floor. So you'll see her talking on the phone in the big window, saying everything that she's saying in the interview, but they had to film her from outside. This is the first time I've seen an interview done from outside in someone's window while they on the phone talking. So he kind of got her locked up like how Britney Spears' dad had her. You know what I'm saying? You know how Britney Spears' dad had the guardianship over her and he had her like locked down in the crib and she couldn't do nothing? This is what Wendy Williams is going through. So that episode or that show, Saving Wendy, is coming up. It's going to be on, I don't know. I think it's going to be on TMZ or something. Just look on your local listings. I ain't got to fucking tell y'all where it's at. It ain't on Grindhard TV. So I'm just telling y'all about it because this is a podcast and y'all like to hear this gossip and shit. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I also want to talk about Diddy. And I know I've been tired of talking about Diddy, and I know this niggas always like to call when I'm live doing shit. You know what I'm saying? But Diddy is now suing NBC. And let me tell y'all why. This is crazy. Diddy is suing NBC because NBC is putting out a documentary about Diddy. But the basis of their documentary is basically saying that he killed Kim Porter. They're going off of the speculations that everybody is talking about online, saying that Diddy actually killed Kim Porter. So Diddy is obviously saying enough is enough. Y'all already trying to, I ain't gonna front, it's so bad for Diddy right now with all of the shit that's going on. It's crazy, man. But he said, I'm tired of this shit and I'm suing. And that he's doing. And he's suing NBC for $100 million. You know what I'm saying? Dude, give me a Grindhard for that.
Grindhard?
$100 million, yo. That's crazy, right? $100 million. I ain't gonna front. NBC is a billionaire company. For them to give him $100 million, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because it'll take $100 million 10 times to make $1 billion. And they have multiple billions of dollars. So to pay out Diddy $100 million, they should say, all right, Diddy, we'll pay you $100 million for defamation of character, but we're going to make sure we release this episode. That's it. So what will you do then? If they be like, all right, we're going to pay you $100 million, but we releasing this episode. Sign off on it. You're in jail. You're going to need some of that money anyway for your lawyers and shit. You know what I mean? Why not? If they're going to speculate whatever they speculate, plus your ass is already in crazy hot water now anyway. So I don't see why you trying to sue now. Fuck it. It's too late. It's too late for that shit. It's a little bit too little too late. But honestly, I feel like Donald Trump is going to pardon Diddy. That's a fact. I feel that way. And I don't want to just be making speculations and shit, but I really, 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 really feel that Donald Trump is going to pardon Diddy, and he's going to do it in some surprising shit, on some surprise shit. You know what I'm saying? So don't be surprised, you know what I mean, if that shit happens. All right? I want to talk about a bunch of different things, though. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody was saying this shit online that a lot of black actors and actresses or black music moguls, we're always the ones that are being prosecuted and everything like that when they feel like we're getting a little bit beyond ourselves, or we're not following protocols of what the Illuminati, aka the elite white people in the game, you know what I'm saying? DJ Fire Vibes, what's good? RIP to your aunt too, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Salute, my guy. When they say that we're not staying in line, because, you know, during the slavery days, they would keep slaves in line by beating them, whipping them, and raping them in front of their families and all of the slaves, so they could understand that if they would do something out of pocket, that this is what's going to happen to them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not jacking that. So with that being said, I'm kind of not with the prosecution of all of these black actors and artists. You know what I'm saying? Because the white people from Abercrombie and Fitch that was running a sex ring, and it was just bamboozling these white boy models, and they was acting like they was gonna make them big Abercrombie and Fitch supermodel stars, and all they was doing was fucking them in the butt. Those guys went down, and they was doing that shit for just as long as Diddy was doing it. But yet, soon as them white guys went into court, they got a bail. Why? The same exact shit Diddy was doing, these white boys was doing for years, for decades. They were doing the same thing, except they were doing it with all of their models. See, Diddy was doing it with young people, old people, women, men, anyone that wanted to make it in the record business, he was getting them. But this guy was doing it to a lot of young, handsome white models. And how the freak did he get a bail? I don't get it, and I don't understand it. Like, how? How did he get a bail? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. That's weird as fuck to me that these same white guys, what's goody, my guy? You already know. I don't understand how this dude, Abercrombie and Fitch owner, and he looks like a really weird pedophile guy. He looks like a ghost pedophile. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy to me. But they go to court and they automatically get a bail. So why Diddy ain't getting a bail? Is it because he's white and Diddy's black? Or is it because the higher ups that really want to tarnish Diddy's legacy are the same higher up elites that want to make sure that Diddy's reign on the top is over? Because I seen a couple of interviews where Diddy was talking about how he's going to be very militant to help his people. Now, I don't know, that's a double-edged sword, because I don't know how you want to be militant to help your people when you actually was drugging and raping a lot of them too at the same time. Like, I know one thing, that when the girl Cassie submitted the tapes to court to try to go against Diddy, they said that those tapes are actually helping Diddy, because it shows on them tapes that she's actually the aggressor in these tapes. Now, they got other people in these tapes, but they showing that Cassie is actually the ringmaster in these freak-offs. So how the fuck she got fucking 30 million and they all trying to bring Diddy down off of her saying he did her and abused her wrong, he did this and did that. But the tapes that she submitted to the prosecution to prosecute Diddy, the tapes look like Diddy didn't force her in anything. If anything, it looked like she's the one in control of the sex freak-offs, because she's the one whipping and attacking and forcing everyone to come and do shit and jumping on dudes, and she's the fucking ringmaster of the shit. So why is Diddy in jail? That's what I don't get. Like, it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, right? And I didn't have my biased opinion about shit, because I've been hearing about this man for years. I've been in the game, and I've been hearing about some of the shit he been doing and some things that goes on at this party. But what I'm saying is this. If you got a man that's been doing this shit for 20-something years and nobody's never said or did anything to legally stop it, even all of these security guards that's now coming out and they trying to talk shit now and say everything that they saw back then, y'all motherfuckers is just as guilty too. I don't give a fuck if y'all was just trying to secure y'all job. Have y'all seen Diddy drugging and raping these little girls and y'all niggas was right there and blocking the door so nobody could get in? Y'all niggas should be prosecuted too. Not just the other celebrities that was there involved. If y'all was the security that was like egging this shit on and making sure that that shit kept secret, and now y'all are coming out and y'all are getting all of these fucking interviews and all of this clout and making all of this money telling y'all story, and y'all didn't tell before, y'all wasn't the victims before. So y'all wasn't harmed or nothing like that. So you telling me you big ass tough security guard men that's willing to tell now, snitching rats. Now all of a sudden, back then y'all wasn't bad for doing what y'all did. Y'all sat there and watched all these young girls coming in and get fucking drugged and raped. Y'all was there and y'all did nothing. So y'all just as wrong too. You know what I'm saying? But I feel that if Abercrombie and Fitch guy who was raping all of them boy models, he could get bail, Diddy should get bail. That's it. That's just what it is. You can let that clap all the way through. Let that clap play. Let that clap play. Diddy should get bail. Fuck that shit, man. Diddy contributed so much to the fucking hip hop culture and black music, and he's put on a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of niggas' careers was sabotaged, and they went through their little Diddy's curse. But the contributions that Diddy provided to hip hop culture will never go away. No matter how much I try to tarnish Diddy's image, niggas is still gonna be grooving in the fucking club off of boom. What you know about going out there with? We got Mace from that. We got Big from that. We got Craig Mack from that. We got Black Rob from that. We got G-Dep from that. We got Faith Evans from that. We got 112 from that. We got the Locks from that. Shall I go on? Shall I go on? A lot of shit came through Bad Boy, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And Diddy, we got Mary J. Blige from that. Like, come on, Jodeci, Case, Carl Thomas. I could go on and on about the hits and the legends that's in the game through Diddy. Now, yeah, I'm not condoning what he did, but if Diddy was doing that in the music industry, Harvey Weinstein was doing that in the music industry, them Abercrombie and Fitch was doing it in the music industry and the fashion industry, why is Diddy not getting bail? Trump, you need to fucking get that nigga out, son. Get that nigga out, Trump. You know what to do. I think, honestly, this is how I feel. And I'm giving my opinions because this Grindhard TV podcast, I'm the host, and my opinion matters. So what I'm saying is this. I feel like Trump need to pardon him. For real. Because he can get pardoned, but all they got to do now is just watch him and make sure that he is not continuing the free course. Although he is so obsessed with that I don't think he'll be able to stop. That's like letting a pedophile out of jail, or a priest for that matter. The priests, the pedophile ring. Yeah, I said it. Y'all motherfuckers get caught doing something, and what do? They send y'all to another fucking Catholic church or Catholic school in another state or another country. That's how they throw that shit under the rug. Y'all are still pedophiles, but y'all are getting moved to like let the heat die down. So Diddy has to stay in jail while the Abercrombie and Fitch guys get out on bail? That don't even make no sense. Y'all already got Bill Cosby. Y'all put him in jail all the way up until he was an old man. Now he out. He can't really do nothing. He old, like then at 90, right? Y'all got R. Kelly 100 years under the jail, right? The dude Harvey Weinstein, I don't know, something went on with him. He was kind of like, they did him dirty. Like, that's one thing. Y'all can't say that Jews and white boys rule everything because they did him dirty. I don't know what the fuck he did in the Hollyweird that got him on under somebody's bad skin or whatever, but they doing him dirty and he's finished anyway. A lot of these guys, and I want to say this too, a lot of these guys that were running the game decades ago, and now that they're older and they still just trying to be older gatekeepers to keep their people in, them getting out the way is actually opening up doors for other people. That's just a fact. I always say this and I'll say it again. Somebody has to be bumped out of a situation for somebody else to be put in a situation. And that's just what it is. It happened with, why you think people wanted to get rid of Pac? Pac was out the way. You know what I'm saying? People want to get Biggie's out the way. When Biggie got out the way, Jay-Z stepped right into the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot. You notice how soon as Big died, right? Jay stepped in and was going extra hard to take that slot. But in Bad Boy, when Big died, that opened up the doors for Mace, Sean. Oh, Sean's another artist that came through Bad Boy. Sean, you know what I'm saying? It was other artists that had deep voice, fat niggas with deep voices that was trying to sound like Biggie. Like, it's like when somebody gets moved out of the way, there's always a lane opened up for somebody else. And that's just what it was. Just like when President Biden, former President Biden, was too old to run his term because he really didn't win anyway. But anyway, when he was too old to run his term, what did they do? They put Kamala Harris in there. And you see what that did? They opened up a lane for an Indian woman, brown-skinned woman, to be the next female president or the first female president. But all that did is open up the lane for Donald Trump to win because the people didn't want to see a brown-skinned woman in office. The people didn't want to see that. And I'm going to tell y'all what else was the problem. And I know I'm jumping around here and there with this shit, but I'm getting my point across. With all of the money, our tax dollars that was sent out to the migrants and all of that, you think the American people wanted to keep the Democratic Party in office? Why do y'all think Trump won with such a landslide with the popularity votes and all of that and electoral votes? Because the people are so fed up of our tax dollars going to all of these other places instead of coming to our American citizens' pockets. That's why they fucking lost so bad. I mean, they got Trump won by a landslide. Like, people, you know, I want to say one thing too about you Democrats. Y'all are seriously brainwashed, bro. And I can tell you this much. All of the money that's given to people from welfare to whatever, that is a cushion to make y'all want to depend on the system so you won't tighten your bootstraps up and get it going. And they made it seem like that it was only black people that were given welfare and food stamps and government assistance and housing assistance. But in all actuality, which is a fact, it was not just black people. It was mainly Latinos, whites, and Chinese people. There's only like 17%. There's 20% of the population in America is black. Less than 20. If I'm not mistaken, a while ago, it was 17%. It's probably a little bit less because now there's so many Latin people in the air and, you know what I'm saying, a lot of white people from Europe that they let come in. So it's only anywhere between 17 to 20% population in America of black people. So how could the numbers be so high of black people doing all of this stuff? First of all, we have a large percentage of our people in jail because we know the system throws a lot of our black people in jail because that's where y'all want that free labor from. When slavery was supposed to be abolished, that's when y'all came up with laws such as no loitering, no jaywalking, all of these bullshit ass laws that y'all used to throw black people back in jail, because in the Constitution it says once you are an inmate of the state or the country, you are now subjected back to slavery duties. And that's why that core craft who makes license plates, makes certain things, that's free labor or labor that's paid for about 19 cents an hour. Everybody knows that when y'all go to jail and y'all doing all that work and y'all getting $11 a week to make all of that core craft shit and all that, that's slavery. That's slavery. That's free labor. They're getting probably $1 million a year per inmate in jail, and they're paying you $11 a week to build all of this shit. That is slavery, y'all. If y'all didn't know, I'm explaining it to y'all now. So when slavery was abolished, all of these bullshit ass little laws was made for black people that were just freed from plantations and had nowhere to go. Of course they were the ones loitering in the streets. Of course they were the ones jaywalking on the road because they had nowhere to go. They only knew to live off this fucking plantation and pick cotton and take care of their kids and take care of the animals and the chickens and the cows and the pigs and make food for the fucking slave masters. Once the slavery was abolished, if they wasn't smart enough to know, because a lot of them couldn't even read. So if they wasn't smart enough to know to go up north where they could have really found a way, of course they were hanging around places and loitering and not knowing what to do. And they were arrested and put in jail to continue the free labor. I know this is not a history lesson, y'all, but if y'all don't know that the Civil War, which was fought in America, it was about not abolishing slavery. Abraham Lincoln was killed because he was trying to abolish slavery, and you know what the left, what they call them, the extremists, if you want to call them, or the South, the Confederate flaggers or whatever like that. Black person came up with the Confederate flag too, by the way. Don't think that that's just a white person thing. But anyway, the reason why Abraham Lincoln was killed, because to abolish slavery, that means he was going to stop, or he was stopping the free labor that the Southerners was getting from the slaves that they owned. So since they couldn't no longer get free labor from the slaves that they owned, they came up with laws where they can arrest you now for doing regular shit, and you would go to jail where they can turn you back into a slave. That's why if you do your history and you read shit up, you will know this. This is a fact. I'm not telling y'all some bullshit. I'm a lot smarter than you look. A lot of slave masters had to then hire a lot of the slaves off the streets to teach them how to pick cotton, bale hay, take care of the pigs in the pig pen, take care of the chickens in the chicken coops, take care of the cows, milk them, even slaughter them and cut them up, butcher them the right way so they can cook them. They had to be taught everything. You know when they say, oh, you had a silver spoon in your mouth, or it's white privilege? That's the white privilege that they're talking about. These white people that were slave masters, they got everything done by my ancestors and yours, all of you black people that's watching, your ancestors too. And when it was time to abolish slavery, they didn't even know how to survive without them. How the fuck can we survive when I had these slaves cooking, cleaning, fishing, slaughtering, milking, doing everything, picking, cutting, doing everything for them? How could you now go out there and figure out what to do for yourself if you had these people for hundreds of years? Mind you, there's people up here right now that's like 80 years old. All they know is being raised by slaves. Their family owned slaves, and these young children were raised by slaves. And now that they're grown and slavery is abolished, they have no other choice but to be accepted of black people. Because for one, the black slaves was like your fucking parents. It was even ancient mamas milking some of these white babies and nursing them through life. So that's why it kind of bothers me when I see a lot of, mostly Caribbeans, I noticed. It's a lot of Caribbean people that come to America and y'all wind up raising white people's kids. That kind of bothers me. And I'm going to tell you why. Our ancestors, I know it's a job, right? But our ancestors went through so much being forced to raise Caucasian people's children. Whipped, chained, raped, beat, burned, hung, filmed, pictures being taken while you're burning up. And yet you come here to this country and leave your children back in your country, and now you're raising some white people's kids. That don't sit right with me. Nothing against white people, nothing against gays, nothing against no other nationality. Y'all do what y'all do. I'm not for it. But what I'm saying is, if you're going to leave your black family in your country to come to America for American dream, and you're going to go back to doing slave mentality shit, but then walk around with your nose in the sky like you're better than lazy Americans, I'm not jacking it. I'm not jacking it. And I fucks with all my Caribbeans. Matter of fact, I'm going to be in Trinidad for the carnival in March. Shout out to my guy, But there's a lot of people that I know that'll come to America, and I work with a lot of them. A lot of Guyanese people too. They'll come up here and they'll act like that they're better than Americans because they feel they was brainwashed to believe that Americans are so lazy. We have all these opportunities and we're not utilizing them. But yet we did utilize all the opportunities, and we utilized them to the point where it made you and afforded you the rights to come to America, to want to come here and get a job like what you want to do and buy you a home. If it wasn't for the blacks and the backs of them black slaves, you wouldn't be able to come here now and get the opportunities that's afforded to you because of those ancestors of ours. So know this. Don't forget it. And when you come around and you trying to be all snooty and act like, I don't deal with my people. Listen, shut the fuck up. And if it's so much better where you come from, then go the fuck back. I heard Cat Williams say that one time because he was at a show somewhere in Phoenix, Arizona somewhere. And people were saying something about the Mexicans. And Cat Williams was like, yo, if you love Mexico go so bad, go the fuck back. And the whole crowd started going crazy. But then somebody said in the comments that Texas, Phoenix, Arizona, California, all of them states right there on that West Coast, Seattle, Washington, all of that, that was actually all Mexico. And the higher ups in America back then, the president of stuff, they actually started some shit to fight with Mexico so they could then purchase or take that land. So when you think about it, the Mexican people that are being deported back from like the states of Texas and Phoenix and Arizona and all of them states down there in California, and that was actually a part of Mexico. And if y'all think I'm bugging, look, I want to play y'all something and show y'all what the fuck I'm talking about. Look, why is Mexico, is this why Mexico is so upset? You got the volume on? All right, listen.
Surprising amount of Americans don't realize that the United States practically stole all of this land from Mexico. So here's that story. In the mid-1800s, the United States was busy expanding its territory westward and started bumping into the recently independent country of Mexico, which at the time wanted a way for their country to become more economically productive. They started renting out huge plots of land to American settlers in this region you might have heard of, called Texas. As Americans settled the land, they brought slaves with them, which were totally illegal in Mexico at the time. As the Mexican government tried to crack down on these settlers for breaking the law, these people responded by fighting a war with the Mexican government, which they won, and then declared themselves as their own independent country, the Republic of Texas. Mexico acknowledged Texas as independent, but the government disputed where the location of this border was. A few years after its independence, Texas was annexed by the United States, which was still looking westward for land to take over. How did the U.S. gain the rest of this land from Mexico? The then President of the United States, James K. Polk, was obsessed with gaining California from Mexico. So, we sent Mexico a $20 million offer to purchase the land, but Mexico declined this offer. In response, the U.S. hatched a pretty shady plan. Polk sent American soldiers into the disputed region in Texas, where they were shot at and captured by the Mexican army. He used this event as a rallying cry for the United States Congress to declare war against Mexico. The United States, being the more powerful of the two, easily won this war. They paid Mexico $15 million, and Mexico reluctantly gave up all of this land to the United States. In a matter of less than 20 years, Mexico lost more than half of its territory to the United States. Surprising amount of Americans don't realize.
Did you hear that shit? This President Polk, or whatever the fuck his name was, Pokemon ass motherfucker, he done finagled a way to get. Yo, if I'm looking at the graphic, like Mexico was the whole West Coast, from Texas all the way up, from Phoenix to Nevada to all of that California, all of that was Mexico. It was Mexico. You just heard from the story right now, James K. Polk, he figured out a way to get in it through Texas, because Texas was it too, was Mexico. But they got it, they got some of it, and they offered them $20 million at first, but once they went and infiltrated Texas, then he offered them $15 million, and he wound up getting it. So when you think about it, this country was stolen from the Mexicans. Like, it's weird that they now were migrants into United States, and now they're being deported back to learn that in the 1800s, like 18 something, he was saying 1820s, so in less than 20 years, we didn't acquired all of the land. And when I say we, I mean me, because I'm American too. You know what I'm saying? And black people that were brought here as slaves, we are true Americans because this country was built off of our ancestors' backs. We are true Americans. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I don't even know why people keep saying African Americans, because we are hundreds of generations in with America. So you can't really say African Americans to black ancestors because we are Americans. We are the ones that actually built this country and made it what it is. And everything that you walk around and see is built by some black slave that the credit was taken away by his slave master. From the things in these phones that y'all watching us in, from the lenses in these cameras that we're filming, from the stuff in this laptop, from the light post out, these lights, these illuminating lights that's around here, you know what I'm saying? From the material that it makes to make these banners, from the intricate parts in these microphones, from the street lights out in the street, the red and green and yellow lights out. What did we not fucking make? Hey, come on, y'all. Let that shit play. This Black History Month, man. I'm not playing with y'all, man. This shit real, man. Y'all motherfuckers gotta understand. Yo, man, black people, we built this fucking country, man. Who else was gonna stand out in the fucking sun for 17, 18 hours picking cotton? Only motherfuckers with melanin in our skin. We only could do that. White people couldn't do that. Y'all would fucking burn up and die from fucking skin cancer right away back then. So only black people could have done that. That was a job for black people. So the first wealth of America, where motherfuckers was coming here and really, really getting money, was slavery. Selling human beings for labor. That's why they call it free labor, because once you brought that slave and you had to whip them and brainwash them and burn them and rape them and do everything to keep them under your thumb, that's where you was making all of the money. And for all of y'all people that don't know, and I say this all the time and I'm not going to say it enough, Black Friday is derived from when they would sell the most strong, strapping slaves. And they would make that slave fuck their female slaves to make more strong, strapping babies. Y'all need to do your homework on this shit. Because a lot of these holidays that y'all celebrating or y'all running out there and spending y'all money for, that the symbolization and the significance behind those holidays or those little small innuendos was so horrible on black people back then. Just know that. Black Friday, the day after the day that y'all celebrate when all of the Indians was killed by the pilgrims that came here, the very next day y'all celebrate Black Friday and y'all go out there and spend all of y'all money keeping the economy going. But that was really symbolized from the day black slaves were sold, the strongest ones. And that's a fact. If y'all ever go to any old folks' homes and y'all see old white ladies there in their 80s and 90s, pick their brains and talk to them. They know a lot of shit, y'all. They know a lot of shit. That's why I always respect the elders, seniors, because they know shit that a lot of people don't know. And a lot of things that we go off of now, it's been so far gone off that we don't even realize how detrimental it is for us to understand the meaning of it. You know what I mean? Like, in another 30 years, a lot of people are going to think that Eminem was the first white rapper because he's so good and he was so popular. But he's not. He was not the first white rapper. He's not. It was the Beastie Boys. You know what I'm saying? It was Young Black Teenagers. It was Third Base. It was a couple of other white rappers that were huge before Eminem. But this culture right now is so popcorn that y'all don't go and do your history and learn what it is. So going forward, y'all gonna believe that Eminem was the only white rapper, the first white rapper, when that's absolutely wrong. You know what I'm saying? And we need to, like shows like this, that I'm happy that I'm here and I can do and I can talk about this stuff, because going forward, this will be out forever on YouTube or GRINDHARD TV or wherever like that. And you'll get to understand, because I'm reiterating it to you, and this will spark your brain to say, you know what, let me do some research on this shit and what he's saying, because he could just be talking shit. So do your research on it and understand and learn that a lot of shit that we celebrate and we do is detrimental. Our fucking ancestors will be turning over in their graves from the shit that we be doing out here. You understand? And I'm even guilty of it too. Because like, for instance, these chains and shit like this and all this stuff that we wear, we used to have chains around our necks that dragged us in line to be whipped, beat, and raped, forced to do shit. But now us, mainly black people, we wear jewelry as a symbolization of, look, I'm successful. See, my chains actually have significant value. This is the Grindhard logo, which I love and cherish. And these are my sons, which I love and cherish. So this is why this is in case you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? The rings and the bracelets and all that, that's just extra shit to go with it or whatever, because I like rings and bracelets. Obviously, y'all know this is my wedding band. I'm married. So, yo, this is why I wear it. But you got to know that a lot of these white people that's looking at us, they be like, oh, look at these niggas wearing all these big chains around their neck. I remember when P.D. Bob Pob or whatever the fuck their name is had his fucking great-great-grandfather chained up by the neck doing what we doing, dragging him from a pickup truck and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So do your research, do your history, and know what the fuck is going on. You know what I mean? This is Black History Month. This is why I'm talking my shit about. You know what I'm saying? Word, man. We gotta really school these youngins and let people know, yo, do your homework and your research and understand what's really going on here, man. Now I want to get into something else about Black History Month. A lot of the people don't realize or understand that a lot of people that say, oh, I can't mess with my sisters, I can't mess with my sisters because they so either headstrong or they say they don't need a man. This was all a plan. This was all a plan. Don't give up on your sisters, y'all, because they're here for us. They're just brainwashed and felt that they don't need a man because they were given so much stuff that they don't need a man. Once you was given welfare and a place to live, and they was giving you Similac and baby milk and all of that other shit, it made you feel like you didn't need a man. That's why back in the days, they used to tell you, we'll give you a project apartment and some welfare. You just can't have a man living with you. And that right there then sparked women to feel like, you know what, I don't need a man. I can raise it by myself. Or I was raised without my pop, so I can do it as well. That was all a plan to break up the black family. You don't hear Chinese people, you don't hear white people, you don't hear Indian people talking about, I don't need a man. No, man. That's bullshit. It's only black people that's saying they don't need men because it was planned that way. And I have proof. I'm going to roll the tape.
Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. One.
One person raised their hand, y'all. One person.
Raise your hand if you're married.
Nobody raised
None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. One. The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility, and then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so you know it really, male figures are not substantially important in the family.
Though you would not have heard such things said so freely because they were not embraced so widely. The strong family was still the backbone of black America, and 3 out of 4 children had both parents at home. That is true no longer. Most black children are now growing up without their fathers. The result is a world turned upside down as children copy what they see and repeat what they learn. LaDawn said she didn't have a father in her home and doesn't think her children need one. She's not unusual. Half the black families today are headed only by a woman. Clorinda said she could make it on her own as a single parent. She has never been married and is raising her daughter without a man's help. She's not unusual. Today, nearly 60% of all black children are born out of wedlock. Raise your hand.
Y'all hear this shit? That's why I'm bringing facts to y'all. I'm bringing facts to y'all, man. Give me a hand clap on that. Give me a hand clap on that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not clapping because of this fuckery. I'm clapping because I'm letting y'all know that y'all got to understand this was a fucking strategic plan by the white people to break up the black family so that when they gave these women this welfare and these apartments and said they can't have their dad or their father around or their man around, that now brainwashed them to feel like, oh, I'm a single mom. I don't need no man. I can do it by myself. This is why so many of y'all is walking around talking about, I'm a single mom, I'm a single mom. You don't even know you was brainwashed into believing that. Because you do need your motherfucking baby father there. You do need him there. You can't just raise the kid by yourself. You didn't make that kid by yourself. As a matter of fact, it's our nut that shoots in you that produces that life for you. This is why women take the man's last name when she marries him. This is why the children gets the father's last name. For that specific reason. Those are our kids that we put in you and we raise them together. We're going 50-50 on a baby. You have the egg that I fertilize. It incubates in you and you come out and we raise it together. But it was such a brainwashed tactic that worked so well to make women feel like they don't need a man in a house. And y'all all still running around now to this day saying it. This sound video that I just played y'all clearly shows y'all that it was planned. And this shit was from 1986. So when they started doing little documentaries and shit on it back in the days, you could hear from how the women were sounding, they were already brainwashed. So they were doing this shit from the 60s. It is now 2025. Look how many women is out here like, I don't need no man. I'm raising this baby by myself. I'm a single mom. It's like they're almost proud to be a single mom. That shit is ridiculous. Retarded. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't understand that shit. I want to read something that somebody said in one of the posts. You know what I'm saying? When white people got help from the government, it was called subsidies. They were getting subsidies from before African Americans knew what they were. The difference between subsidies and welfare is that they required the men in our community to leave the house. Boom! It's right there. It's right there in your face. They required the men in the house to leave. That shit making me angry just talking about this, reading this shit, man. I'm kind of angry right now. You feel me? They required the men to in the community to leave the house. White farmers especially have been getting subsidies since the Great Depression, and Dust Bowl areas and their families were left intact. If your family came to the U.S. between 1619 and 1865, the Head Right program was a government program that provided white heads of households 50 acres and tools for working for the land for free for simply coming to America. Where the fuck is our 40 acres and a mule at, bro? Where the fuck is our 40 acres and a mule? It's Black History Month. Where is our 40 acres and a mule? Please call me somebody. It seems like that Black people came to this country and built everything, but yet we're still considered at the lowest of the totem pole. But why? Why? We get in any sport, we dominate. Any sport, we dominate. We fuck any other nationality, your baby now becomes black. We dominate even in DNA. We dominate even in DNA. I don't understand. Like, somebody please help me understand that. Like, we will fuck a whole bunch of white people and it will be no more white people. We fuck a whole bunch of Chinese people. Matter of fact, isn't Japan paying black people to come over there and fuck their women because they need more kids now? They need more kids, so they paying people to come there and make babies with their women. Mainly black motherfuckers. You know why? Because everybody want to be mixed with black. You know why? Because this melanin is worth more than gold, y'all. Let that shit play. This melanin is worth more than gold, y'all. If I took off a little ounce of this skin, that little ounce is more expensive than an ounce of gold. This is how precious we are. The bummiest nigga in the street sleeping on a train, his melanin is still worth more than you. And you could be an executive stockbroker on a train going to your fucking Wall Street job. But that bum that you look at is nothing. His melanin is still worth more than what you got on the stock market. What does that tell you? What the fuck does that tell you? I don't understand what y'all niggas talking about, man. Let me go back into reading more of this. If your family came to the U.S. between 1865 and 1915, the Homestead Act distributed over 240 million acres of free land taken mainly from Native Americans, like how I just told y'all earlier, how the whole half of America was taken from the Native Americans, which was Mexicans and, you know, the natives that was already here, right? This is some real Black History Month shit, y'all. That was taken from the Native Americans, right? And tools to head of household. You know what I'm saying? It is estimated that over 20 million white Americans living now are directly descendants of the Homestead Act grant land. So then that means all of these white people that got homes now, that they've been passing on and on and on, that's because when they came to this country and got some of that stolen land, because they were white, they was able to build a generational wealth and legacy off of the backs of the slaves and off the land of the Native Americans that was stolen. Y'all know y'all could have did y'all own research and learned this shit, right? But I'm glad y'all could come to motherfucking high school Grind Hard TV podcast and I could teach y'all some shit. Grind hard? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, look. If your family lived in the United States between 1930 and 1960, the government provided FHA loans, and y'all know about that, FHA loans, VA home program grants to white middle-class Americans by encouraging banks to lend them money and by backing the housing loans with the full faith and capital of the U.S. government. While providing FHA loans for white Americans, the federal government denied Black Americans access and participated in predatory housing program that put Black middle-class people in further debt. Basically, that's saying that while they were giving Black women project apartments and subsidies on their rent and welfare and food stamps and telling them you cannot have your man living with you, while they were giving the whites home loans and acres of land to build equity and generational wealth for their children to grow and be successful. So they were always 10 steps ahead of the slaves when the slavery was abolished. These are all facts. This is Black History Month. And I feel like all of these podcasters and all of these tastemakers and all of these people that are doing things, y'all really need to let people know and understand this. I know everybody want to just talk about Diddy and talk about the Super Bowl and all of that. We're going to get to the Super Bowl thing with Kendrick Lamar in a second. But we need to really stress the fact that we have to put out there, because I see a lot of y'all podcasts, y'all views and y'all subscriptions is up so crazy, but y'all need to have some educational shit to let people know and give these young people an insight to know that, yo, you are powerful. You are powerful. You are powerful kings and queens. And since the beginning of the inception of this country being built by the backs of our ancestors, we were always bamboozled out of shit. Just like from Black Wall Street, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all of these other fucking lakes that's in America that were really Black towns that were flourishing, and they were drowned out because the white people were so jealous that Black people could make it without them. That they wasn't getting free labor from us anymore. That they were having whole cities with banks, schools, restaurants, post offices and everything, making money, wealth. The white government was so fucking mad that they dropped bombs on these towns and burnt them and flooded them. So I think I need my people to understand this and understand this, right? I'm not telling you can't have allies from different nationalities and shit like that, but you see how the Jewish people segregate themselves and they have their own little neighborhoods? Like, because when I drive through Brooklyn, you go through Williamsburg, and a couple of blocks up from Williamsburg is Bed-Stuy. Like right from where Williamsburg is at, Marcy Projects, where Jay-Z bigs up so crazy and all these Marcy niggas. But it's all a Jewish community right next to Marcy Projects. And yo, this neighborhood that's over there, directly across the street, the buildings that they build and the homes that they have are so luxurious. But yet, right across the street, they have welfare projects that mainly black people are filled up. So why directly across the street, all of the real estate and all of the nice buildings with the balconies and everything like that is nothing but Jewish people, but directly across the street in the projects, it's nothing but black people and Latin people. Does that not tell you something? Meaning that if you're white, you're right. The banks are going to give you loans for you to go out and purchase these homes and then build on them, while they're going to deny black people and give you a project apartment and give you a little bit of assistance and tell you don't have your man there. But since women lately has been so brainwashed within the last couple of decades that they don't even have to tell them that no more. Chicks be like, I ain't standing for nothing. If you ain't doing right by me or you ain't doing what I want you to do, you can get the fuck out. There's no more women submitting to their men anymore. Because I remember back in the days, even from my grandmother and grandfather days, my grandfather had a girlfriend. He did, like a lot of men with Rolling Stones. That's where that song came from. Papa was a Rolling Stone. Boo, 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 boo. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, you know what I'm saying? I'll be on my singing shit a little bit. But real talk, y'all, women forgave their men back then. Women stayed. They didn't just say, fuck that, I ain't dealing with this, I'm leaving. They stuck around. And a lot of our aunts and uncles were raised in a house. You notice how back in the days, women was having 10 and 15 kids. There wasn't no, you just have one kid. Like, for instance, my dude, Blue Diaz, he's Spanish or whatever, but he's up in age. He don't have no children. I'm like, bro, what are you waiting for? The whole purpose of life is to enjoy life and prosper. I don't know why dudes don't have kids. Like me, I don't feel like I have enough. Honestly, I know it's just a little harder to raise kids now because inflation is up and everything is a little bit more expensive, but I just don't understand how someone could go through life and not make a baby. It is such a wonderful joy to see a little offspring of yourself. You created a life. Two people came together and made a life. And that keeps your name and your legacy going. I totally understand what Nick Cannon is doing. You know, Nick Cannon just insured his balls for $10 million. Did y'all know that? Give me a hand clap for that. This nigga Nick Cannon just insured his ball sack for $10 million. That's a fact. Should I need to look that up and play it? I don't need to. Y'all gonna look it up on your own. Nick Cannon insured his balls for $10 million. So if something was to happen to his balls, he gets $10 million. Nick Cannon has mad baby mothers all over the place. Now, me, personally, I feel that Nick Cannon was doing that because when he becomes an old man, because he's going to be rich still, he's already rich now. When he becomes an old man, because he has a kidney problem, and what better way for you to have as many kidneys as you need at your expense is to have mad kids. So if you got 10 or 15 kids and all of them got 2 kidneys, you gonna live forever, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't live forever, but he can actually get a kidney from any one of them little motherfuckers because he made them. They are half 50% like him that they are from these women. So I think Nick Cannon is a smart motherfucker. To have so many kids, to keep his legacy going, he's already rich and he's going to continue with his wealth. And when he dies, obviously something happens to his balls. So that means they're going to pay out $10 million on his balls because he has valuable balls. That is one of the smartest things in the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta pay attention to shit, man. They always say monkey see, monkey do, and follow the leader, and everybody this, and you can lead a horse to water, make him drink. But when people are doing astronomically witty things like that, you gotta think about it. I'm gonna put y'all up on something else. A lot of people, smart people, they put out life insurance policies on their babies while they're still in the womb. So if your lady is pregnant, you can put out a life insurance policy on that baby. As long as you got a name, you put a life insurance policy on that baby. So if God forbid, if anything happens, tragedy happens during the birth or miscarriage happens, you will collect on that baby that's still in the belly. This is what you call smart, intricate thinking. Yeah, Lonnie. Shout out Lilani Lyric. Yeah, Lonnie. Nick Cannon insured his balls for $10 million. Yep, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? If you don't believe me, I'm going to look that shit up real quick. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Shit is real out here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shit is real and people need to understand, man. Be smart. Leave a legacy. Make some babies, y'all. Make some babies. And on top of that, all of you artist niggas that's out there trying to do your thing, I get it. You got your craft and everything like that. But this is the independent era. You got to get money to fund yourself. So either you're going to build up your credit and go get some funding, or you're going to get a fucking job. That's it. You get a job, your days off or your time off, you work on your craft. But you also always get a short check, which is like your investment, your loan, that you can invest in promoting yourself. Because ain't no labels fucking with you. There's no more motherfucking artist development departments. There's no more old demo deals where I'm going to give you a demo to go make some shit. Because back in the days, like I had Remy Dollars on the show one time. He got a demo deal for $5,000 back in the days. That's in a golden era. The 80s and 90s. You know what I mean? Then it leads up into the early 2000s. After that, once 50 hit, that was it. Once Napster came into play and all of this digitizing shit came into play, there's no more money flourishing around like that. So you have to do your own diligence to get yourself to the top. That means pay your own way. Now, with me saying pay your own way, that also means everybody's crying and saying, oh, Trump is taking away these subsidies and everybody can't get these, everybody can't get that. But clearly, I just read to you that it's not really just black people getting subsidies. They calling it welfare, but it's subsidies when it's going to the white people, right? White people was getting the home loans to move to nice rural parts of town and get acres of land, while the black people was getting stuffed up in these project apartments, crammed into and over and under each other and told, you can't have a man with you, which destroyed the black family, and then in turn made women feel like it was okay to not be raising their children with men because they want to be a single mom. I'm starting to really not like that term no more, single mom. I'm not feeling that shit. I'm not jacking it. So to all you people that's out there married and staying married through thick and thin, through sickness and health, till death do you part, hand clap that shit and keep it going. You know what I'm saying? Even motherfuckers that's just staying with their baby mothers no matter what, and they working it out just so they could be there together to raise the kids. Even if you living in a different space, but y'all are both interacting together and y'all making it happen, hand clap for that. You know what I mean? Y'all better stop playing around and get it together, man. Get it together, man, because there was an intricate plan from the very beginning to keep black people down. An intricate plan. And you know what bothers me so much about this shit is that we are the strongest people out here. And yeah, I said it, we are. We are the strongest people in the planet or on the planet. And that's why so many other different nationalities want to kill us off. They want to start with Africa. They want to treat us beneath them in America. But yet other countries like China and Japan and Australia and all that, they understand and know the value of having black people around and interacting with black people. You know how many people out here, women that are from white women, Chinese women, Indian women, they know the value of having children with a black man. And white men all know, some of them know the value of having a privilege of having a child with a black woman. They do. Look at Serena Williams' rich ass baby daddy or her husband. That motherfucker, he rich as fuck. He ain't black, but he surely got a baby with Serena Williams. Look at Kim Kardashian and all of the Kardashian girls. They're one of the biggest families out there. They're not black, but all of their men are black and their babies are black. And look, the only white man that the mother was messing with, he's a girl now. Kylie Jenner, or whatever his name is, Jenner or whatever. He was an Olympic white man, and the mother of the Kardashians, she went and had babies with him, which now that daughter of them, she's a billionaire for her makeup line, but yet her father's a fucking tranny now. Huh? But yet all of the daughters after him having children by black men. So this is Black History Month, and I'm here to tell you, be black and proud. Be black and fucking proud. We are very important to the economy. We are very important to the existence of a lot of things on this planet, and we are very important to the fucking government. Because all of this bamboozling shit that they're doing, they feel like they're winning from the fuckery that they did. We still on top. All we have to do as a people is come together, and I'm not too mad at the whole segregating thing. Because it seems to me like a lot of other different nationalities feel that if they keep their wealth within their people and their community, that they're going to be fine. So why is it that in all black neighborhoods, all of the store owners are not black? Somebody tell me. Lazarus, what's good? All of the stores in my community, I live in Far Rockaway, right? And it's a mixture, but none of the stores are owned by black people. Not the corner bodegas, not the little electronic stores. It is an African man that owns one. It is an African man that owns one of the stores. You know what I'm saying? He's been there for a while. Shout out to him. But the Domino's, the Family Dollar, the Chinese food restaurants, the beauty supply stores, black people don't own none of it. They work in there, but they don't own it. They got a Dominican restaurant out there, though. The Dominicans is definitely running that. I be in there eating they fucking food all the time. Whenever they cook the bacalao, I'm in there eating it. As long as it ain't too salty, it tastes delicious. But if there's a Dominican store in there, Dominicans is running it. So why beauty supply stores that are mainly based on making money off of black people's beauty supplies, why black people ain't owning it? I get it, the Chinese food restaurants, yeah, the Chinese is supposed to be running it. They're Chinese, but they're all in the black community. They're all in the black community, getting our money. You can't possibly look down on us if we're putting your children through college. Because black people, we eat Chinese food. We eat all different kind of food. But shrimp fried rice, chicken wings, pork fried rice, and egg roll, shrimp roll. Like, come on. We know what time it is. Egg foo young, right? Rib tips, chicken wings cut up, fried hard, cut up. That's all Chinese people getting the money off of us. And they don't even eat this shit. They don't even eat this shit. They in there eating octopuses and greens and kale, all this other shit. Stir-fried vegetables and everything like that. But they're serving us all of the poison, and we're giving them all our money. They're putting their kids through school and paying their bills, but yet they have the audacity to look at us like we're beneath them. I think all of you other nationalities that's watching this show, white, Chinese, Indian, black, Greek, whatever, y'all need to look at yourselves in the mirror and understand the shit that I'm saying. Black people rule this shit. We're just not ruling it. You feel me? Let me say that again. Black people rule this shit. We're just not ruling it. Think about that shit. Think about that shit. Because if you notice, if every time the election comes around and they try to throw some shit in a monkey wrench with the black community or the black vote or putting some black women in there or doing something like that, obviously it's very important for us. It's very important for us to be a part of these elections. So I feel that going back to Diddy, the reason why they're going to keep Diddy in jail because he's so powerful. And they don't want him to be able to be out to go against the grain. Because once they feel like you going against the grain and what they have in store for what their agenda is, then they're gonna assassinate your character. They're either gonna kill you or they're gonna kill your character. And that's basically what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's sorry to say, but that's a fact. So people gotta pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Next week I'm gonna have New Jack Mac on the show. You know what I mean? Shout out to Live Mr. Top Dawn with Top Dawn Empire. He does a lot of promotions and marketing and stuff like that. So one of the artists that he's working with is New Jack Mac, and he'll be on the show next week on the 23rd of February. And exactly 3 days after that, I will be doing the grand opening of Watch Wednesdays at 227 Linden Boulevard in Queens. It's called Moonlight Corner Lounge. And it'll be, the first one will be Lucy the Movie / Soundtrack Media Mixer. And Watch Mondays is the theme of, is the brand of the Wednesdays, but the theme will be different every Wednesday. So that Wednesday, the 26th, will be Lucy the Movie Media Mixer. Then it'll be the next one will be probably another movie premiere. Then the next one will be like, I also got something planned in April to do a Real Raw Radio Cypher live. So shout out to my homegirl Jay from Real Raw Radio. She's done the Cypher, and the Cypher's doing very well on YouTube. She's done like maybe it's like at over 11,000 views. Shout out to me, I'm on that shit. Shout out to Lazarus, shout out to Prezi, shout out to a bunch of, shout out to BMC Smooth from Staten Island. He sets it off. It's DJ 100. They was on the show before. It was a couple of people that was on here, but that cypher is on fire. And a lot of people try to like redo a cypher to try to create that momentum that cypher did. So what I want to do is I want to keep the momentum of that cypher going. So I'm going to do that cypher show live in April for Jay's birthday, because she put the cypher together, and that's going to be on one of the Wednesdays that we're going to do. That's coming up. So shout out to Jay from Real Raw Radio and her cypher, because that shit is doing astronomical numbers on YouTube channel, and I appreciate you for letting me rock out, and I want to help promote it any way I can. So since I have every Wednesdays in Queens, contact all of the artists that's on it, and we'll let the shit play up on the screen, and everybody will perform their part there live, and then y'all can still go into and do songs, your own personal songs, and get exposure. Of course, there'll always be media in the building, but just so y'all know, it's called Watch Wednesdays because it's an abbreviation of W.A.T.C.H, and it's we are the culture of hip hop. Watch. We are the culture hip hop. Well, you put the of in there for of hip hop, but watch means we are the culture of hip hop. That's what watch means. So it's Watch Music. And that's coming up. That cypher show is coming up in April. We're gonna have a bunch of different joints going on. We got something with my guy Fetty Benton. We're gonna do a movie a review of his joint, Bloody Money, that he has out as well. That's another one coming up. I got my other partner, Myrna, Lady Success from E-Mark Entertainment. She's going to do a fashion show one Wednesday in there. So we got different themes for different Wednesdays. So it's not just going to be a regular open mic showcase every Wednesday. That's not what we're doing here. We are the culture of hip hop. So we will be doing a lot of different events that provides different genres or different things going on in hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? A platform to come out and do it. And of course, we will be streaming live, or we will be filming and putting it on all of the platforms that we evolved in, as far as S Street Media, Rough Riders Radio, iHeart, Brick, YouTube, Roku, and everything that goes on. Yeah. So that's what that is. It was something else that I wanted to talk about as well. Let me see. Kendrick Lamar. The Super Bowl. That's what I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So look, check this out, y'all. Everybody was saying Kendrick Lamar performance was whack. I disagree. I fucking agree. For one, I like Kendrick Lamar as an artist. I like him as an artist. I like him as an artist. I think he's dope. I actually have an episode. I think it was either my 13th or 17th anniversary. I have Kendrick Lamar at SOBs with J-Rock performing. He was actually J-Rock's hype man. And that episode is out there. If you go to Grindhard TV podcast and you look up Kendrick Lamar, you will see the episode with Kendrick Lamar at SOBs with J-Rock as his hype man. And he performed, he killed it. And I didn't know Kendrick Lamar before then because I knew about the guy J-Rock because he had the song with Lil Wayne, and when he came to performing in New York, R.I.P. to my guy Jay Hatch, because Jay Hatch was the one that did that event. Jay Hatch is on that episode as well. Rest in peace, Jay Hatch. I miss you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You provided a lot of opportunities in this culture. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, Jay Hatch, and R.I.P. You know what I'm saying? You can let that clap go for him. That's all right. But Kendrick Lamar was there, and I heard him spitting, and he did his verse on that song. All my niggas and all my niggas and yo, I was like, yo, this little motherfucker is dope as fuck. Like, who is this guy? And he was like, yo, I'm K-Dot, Kendrick Lamar, So when we got outside, I had to go get a drop from him because I'm like, damn, I filmed this whole show. Because I really liked that J-Rock song. I was really feeling that song. So when Kendrick Lamar came there and he did his thing with him as his hype man, I was like, damn, this motherfucker's so dope. Who is this guy? I need to know who he is and get a drop from him. And it was Kendrick Lamar. So yeah, go back and look at that old episode of Grindhard TV with Kendrick Lamar in the beginning before he is who he is today. You know what I'm saying? Because he's huge right now. But back to his performance at Super Bowl. I think his Super Bowl performance was excellent. He's a rapper. He is a rapper. A rapping ass rapper at that. So he's not going to be fucking doing all of that extra. And he was dancing. People was like, oh, it was the worst Super Bowl ever. He wasn't even dancing. He wasn't doing nothing. That motherfucker was moving around that court so damn much. That field, I should say. That football field was turned into a PlayStation game controller. And he was moving all around that shit. And I really like how he had all of the dancers there. Some had on white, some had on red, some had on blue. That symbolizes the American flag, but also it symbolized the red from the Bloods and the blue from the Crips, because that's what he grew up in. California, Compton, Crips and Bloods. And he's uniting a lot of them by being who he is. You know what I'm saying? I loved how he had Serena Williams out there Crip walking or whatever. Because, you know, if you watch that show, I Am King, about Serena Williams and her Venus and Serena and their father, they come up in the game. Yo, it's mad clips in the movie where it shows gang members was like pressing the father, but as they see that the father was still focused on making sure that his daughter succeeded, that they started like embracing him and helping him. So when people try to do fuck shit to him, them Crips and them Bloods was holding him down like, yo, don't bother that man with his daughters. And look, they turned out to be motherfucking iconic superstar tennis players, champions. You see how little intricate shit could be worked out if we just work together? Now, from the Crips and the Bloods assisting Serena and Venus' father to make sure that they became big giant superstars, and now they made it, and for Kendrick Lamar to make it big now and have her at the Super Bowl Crip walking, doing their dance. You see how nostalgic that is, y'all? That's black unity right there to me. That's love right there. And Kendrick Lamar, when he did that They Not Like Us song, for him to say that shit to Drake, and you better not say nothing about Serena, because, you know, Drake was kind of trying to diss Serena. I think he was trying to holler at her or something like that, or he's supposed to have fucked with her, or she wasn't feeling him, and he was trying to like bash her, and Kendrick Lamar came to her aid like, nigga, you think the Bay gonna let you disrespect Pac, nigga? I bet that Oakland show gonna be your last stop, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna front, man. Like, that shit make me happy, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I like Drake music too, but Drake, I'm gonna just say this to you and say it now. I'm a loyalist. I'm very loyal, but it's levels to my loyalty, right? So I'm loyal to hip hop, so I applaud you and Kendrick for having a dope ass battle. I applaud you for that. But yet, And Kendrick, I had a little gripe with him when him and Schoolboy Q gave a hand clap about the New York rappers at that BET award show years ago. I felt the way about that, and I said something in my song about it. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3, we run this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I said something about that. So in that instance, it was my loyalty to New York over my loyalty to Cali. But in that Drake and Kendrick beef, it's my loyalty with America over Canada. But now since Donald Trump is taking over Canada, and Canada will be considered America now, so then y'all all my buddies, you heard? Give me a hand clap for that. You know what I'm saying? How much time we got left, producer? All right, yeah, we got some. See, I would go into some music and play some of the joints off the EP that's out right now. Or you know what? I think I want to play the song to the soundtrack, but I'm not finished talking my shit yet. So we not finished yet. I want to go into some more things. You heard? Let me see. Let me go into some shit and see what's out here. Let me see what's going on. Let's see what's this one.
I like Project 2025. Ask me why I like it.
Why do you like Project 2025?
I love it because it's going to get black people in order. It's going to force us to organize. It's going to force us to love one another. Because democracy for too long was too nice to black folks, especially black women. A lot of black women are going to find out you a CEO, you're going to find out you was hired because you a DEI. Diversity, equity, inclusive, you one of them highest. Brothers too. Brothers be, I'm the only black man in the office. I'm proud. No, bro, you a DEI hire. Black women have lived a good life under the Biden administration, under the Obama administration. They're the ones that say, I don't need a man. I don't want a man, because I am a man. When we put our hopes, our dreams in Democrats or Republicans, they'll make our hopes, our dreams to fail. That's prophesied in the Bible. Project 2025 is a good thing because we've been telling Christians, come out of Christianity, come out of the Democrat, these politics. And they go, no, and they gave us the finger. Now we see it coming to fruition. Now Trump is saying, you know what? We need to get rid of the Mexicans. We need to get rid of the Dominicans. He said, in fact, we need to question Native American Indians. But what the liberals did, they used the 14th Amendment to bring in Chinese, Japanese, East Indians. They used that to say, oh, if you're born here, but Trump brought it out, he said it was never for them. It was only for the children of the slaves. So now he's also discussing housing. He said, we're putting all this money into free housing, into welfare and all this. We need to start thinking about pulling that back. Bravo. Black people, you're going to learn today.
Y'all heard that? Did y'all hear that? Now, it was, clap to that. It was a plan to separate the black family by giving the black people the subsidies that they were giving the whites, but they were just giving the whites more subsidies, and they were giving the whites loans for homes instead of just project apartments and welfare and food stamps and saying you can't have your man around. The government was telling the loan agents at the banks, do not give home loans to blacks, only to whites. We're giving them project apartments and welfare. Thank you. Yo, the planning that was done to just keep my peoples down is fucking horrible, bro. It's fucking horrible, man. And I'm so angry by it that I could just vent about it on my show. You know what I'm saying? But it's just ridiculous, man. I don't even know what to say sometimes. Sometimes I'm so angry about shit that I don't even know what to say, man. You know what I'm saying? But again, I want to go into this again. Every Wednesday now, I know I'll be talking my shit. I know I'm giving you, some people probably sitting up like, oh, this motherfucker talking his shit. But yo, all of the stuff that I'm talking about, y'all need to do y'all research on, man. And I know it's a lot of you podcasters and you guys that's out here, y'all don't really be focused on speaking that true shit. Everybody just wants to talk about the media, the entertainers and stuff like that. But it's a lot of things that y'all need to really be discussing to spark the light bulbs over some people's heads and understand. Because As long as all of our young people out here feeling like it's okay to have ops and want to shoot up and gun down everybody, that's only belittling our soldiers. For us, I know they say the revolution can be televised and all of that, but if we don't have no soldiers, there'll be no revolution to televise anything. You know what I'm saying? So we need to be out here schooling them and letting them know. So even if a dude is listening to this show right now, or he'll listen to it in the rebroadcast, and he'll be like, oh, who this old nigga talking his shit? He'll think about what I'm saying, go online, do his research, and then his ass will know something. And that's it. I'm only spreading out this information for somebody to get a light bulb and say, you know what? Let me look into this shit and see what's happening. And then that furiousness in them from seeing how their peoples were treated so bad and still treated so bad that you never know what that young boy that could have been a murderer and went to jail forever, this could turn his life around and make him be a senator or a fucking mayor, governor, or even the next president. You never know what can be the inspiration to make somebody want to be like, you know what? I'm tired of seeing this shit, or I'm tired of hearing about my people's going through this shit. I'm about to do something about it. You can do whatever you want long as you put your mind to it, y'all. Whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. My lips is a little chapped. Let me chap my lips. You heard? I don't like keep licking my lips like I'm LL Cool J. Just got to put some fucking lip balm on it. You heard? So that's how I'm doing. So, yeah. So like I was saying, so every Wednesday, starting February 26th, I'll be doing Watch Wednesdays with Remoir Dollars and Lady Success. Remoir Dollars is from CTM, Lady Success is from E-Mark Entertainment, and I'm Worldarama from Grindhard TV. We'll be doing Watch Wednesdays, meaning We Are the Culture of Hip Hop Wednesdays, and we'll be having different themes for each Wednesday. This first Wednesday that we're going to do on February 26th at Moonlight, Moonlight Corner Lounge, we will be having Lucy the Movie / soundtrack media mixer. Shout out to Kyron Hodges will be in the building. GQ Beats, who produced the soundtrack, will be in the building. And there'll be a slew of actors and actresses and producers in the building, along with a bunch of media that will be there to actually catch everything. Shout out to AKA Promotions and Pacheco Productions. That's going to be in the building too as well. And it will be questions and answers. We will play a trailer. And we'll play clips, because a lot of the clips that's in the movie is actually on social media. So I'll probably be playing clips of it on the big screen, because you know the place has a big screen in there too, and you can set up other TVs. And we'll be asking questions, or the media that's there will be asking questions. I'll be there curating, asking questions to the producer and some of the actors about the certain scenes and how they feel about it. And I was there for a lot of the scenes that were shot, because I'm in a lot of scenes, and I'll be like giving my little input on shit. But the media outlets will be there to ask their Q&A about the movie and what he came up with and how did he get it done and things of that sort. So it'll be an interactive day. It's not really you just come there and party and drink. It's going to be some real activities going on. And then we'll let the artist that's on the soundtrack perform. And that's what the theme of that day is about. It's free to get in. It's just a cash bar and food. They sell food there and liquor. So if you want to get you something to drink, drink it up. Get you some food it up. But we'll be there for 6 hours on a Wednesday. And we'll be continue doing that every Wednesday starting February 26th. You heard? So that's what it is. Watch Wednesdays every Wednesday. 227 Linden Boulevard, right on the corner, Moonlight. You already know what it is. So yeah, I didn't dig that up enough. I'm going so hard with Lucy the Movie because I'm so proud to be in a movie. But I'm also going to Carnival in March. I'm excited to go, even though I'm gonna miss a couple of parties, because my guy, shout out my guy Just Jace out there. You know what I'm saying? He's big time out there. He's on Hot 93 in Trinidad, FM station, big station. And he's also does like a lot of cooking shows where they run around the island and they be cooking wild meat and that's like iguana and all that other shit. They be cooking and talking about it. And he has a lot of events going on. And I'm actually supposed to be out there from like the end of February. But I have other things going on, so I can't go that early. But I'll have my guy, DJ Weirdy Wolf, out there, a.k.a. Crucial Mr. One Love. He'll be out there promoting his Calypso records that he got, Wave Something, and a bunch of other records that we performed at Labor Day Parade. So, yeah, we still have the infused hip-hop, and Crucial Mr. One Love has a lot of Calypso records, which, if you don't know, Calypso derives from Trinidad. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a big look out there. So when I touch down, they'll already have partied like 10 times, and then we'll get ready to go into the carnival. But I'll be out there also doing like little premieres and little viewings of Lucy the Movie, because the movie is out right now on LucyTheMovie.com, and I need everybody from all over the world to watch it. Movies are a worldwide thing. It's not just a regional thing. We don't just want everybody in New York to watch it. We want everybody to watch it all over the world. Shout out to my guy, Kanan Lion from Kazakhstan. Do y'all know where Kazakhstan is at? It's somewhere over there in like the Middle East, somewhere between Russia and Istanbul and all that, if I'm not mistaken. But my guy, Kanan Lion from Kazakhstan, he came to New York while we was shooting the movie, and shout out Tuesday, she told me, yo, we need a couple of more extras to come. So I invited a few people to come to get in the movie, and some people didn't take it serious and they didn't pull up. But when Crucial Mr. One Love came and Kanan Lion came, they wound up getting in this movie. So I want to say that if I invite you to something and I got some shit going on and I tell you to pull up, it's really official and you really gonna be in shit. So shout out to my guy, Kanan Lion from Kazakhstan. Look up Kazakhstan. He's in the movie. He actually plays the role of a guy. He comes in, he don't have no talking scenes, but he comes in from in the court, and they're charging him with selling heroin and all of that stuff. And then he, you know what I'm saying, he walks out when the judge didn't give him bail. So yeah, he's in the movie. And when I go to the carnival in Trinidad, I'm good. Wherever we go, to any bar or wherever, I'm gonna go and make sure that I finagle that movie getting played. I'm gonna have that establishment pay that $2.99 and play it for the people in there, because yes, I'm in the movie and I'm on the soundtrack, so this is a promo run for me. Aside from me and Crucial doing the promo run for They Love World Project, I'm also in this movie, Lucy the Movie, and I'm on the soundtrack. So all of that is fair game for me. I'm promoting everywhere I go. I'm also gonna be in London this year too with my guy, DJ Navera, you know what I'm saying, from IMB Productions. He's the guy that produced the song My Flowers. If y'all know, Give Me My Flowers While I'm Still Here, Not While I'm Dead. That's the song that made everybody start talking about giving people their flowers. This guy produced that record for me and Leash. He's from London. He has a show called on Supreme FM. I forgot exactly when it comes on, but it's on Supreme FM. And his show is on, I think it's called Intervero. I forgot his name, but he's DJ Navera from IMB Productions. So I'm affiliated with a lot of people around the world, and that's what I want to do. I want to travel the world and promote everything that I got going on, and also get some content of what's going on in these other countries and bring it back to my platforms in America. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the shit that I want to do. You feel me? Shout out to the Rockaway Twins. Their birthday coming up and shit like that. They doing something at the same club on a Saturday. You know, I was supposed to be booked for that to go and film, but I guess some of their partners didn't like, how Grindhard filmed their last parties, or they felt like they didn't get their footage, whatever. I don't know. But every time I film something, I post it and I put it up. But it is what it is. I'm not going to argue with anybody that feels like they're a disgruntled person, whatever my service is. But I really don't usually get stuff like that. But anytime I'm at somebody's event and you see me with my phone going live, 9 times out of 10, there's anywhere between 300 and 10,000 people that's going to tune in. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to, I think it's FYP Fashion Joint, the dude named Prey. When I went to his fashion show in Harlem, and I filmed his fashion show, it was about 3 hours. It's on Worldorama the Hof. We had 9,700 viewers for his fashion show. You can go down the line of all of the episodes. There's thousands of people tuning in. And this is usually tuning in the day of. While I'm walking around filming my shit on my live on YouTube, it's that many people tuned in. And I appreciate everybody around the world that watches what I do, because I'm giving y'all the in-depth insight of what's going on with me out here in New York City. A girl said to me yesterday when I was at the Saturdays with Mr. L event, she said, every time I see you, you're always live. You're always going live. You know, just last year, I really wasn't going live at all because I didn't like the live. I wasn't on the live shit. You know what I'm saying? But I realized that a lot of people want to tune in right away and see what the fuck is going on with you. And since I'm at all of these events and all of these dope hip hop events, everybody all over the world want to see what's going on in hip hop in New York City. New York, we're the fucking most popular the most popular city in the world. Not just in the United States, in the world. When people think about New York, they think about New York twice. New York, nigga. That's what it is. We got the song out there too right now. New York, we love New York. And since we talking about that, I want to give a shout out to my guy, $1 Million Smiles. Shout out to that. He got a song out right now called Family Fight. You know what I'm saying? It was some hoops we had to jump through to get the session from D.A.J. Johnson because he didn't want to give us the session, but I wound up still getting it. Shout out to Lou Jimenez, who's the engineer, and he plays the guitar on the joint. And I gave it to him. His brother got the shit on Bobby Trends, Fire Sundays. You know what I'm saying? So now his song is on Fire Trends, Bobby Sunday, Bobby Trends, not Bobby Trends, Bobby Connors, Fire Sunday with Jabba. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them from Hot 97. Ringing off the $1 Million Smile song, Family Fight. You know what I mean? Check it out if y'all want. Y'all can look it up, Family Fight, or look up the Bobby Trends. I keep saying Bobby Trends. The Bobby Connors and Jabba show, Fire Sunday show. That shit ringing off on there and shit like that. You know what I mean? So we making shit happen. You heard? That's about it. Again, y'all know February 26th. Make sure y'all pull up to the grand opening of, you know what I'm saying, Watch Wednesdays. We got it. The Lucy, the movie, soundtrack premiere. I said 26. I just said 26 the whole show, right? 26, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget, we're doing that every Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my business partners involved in that. Lady Success from E-Mark Entertainment, Renoir Dollars from CTM, and I'm your boy Worldarama from Groundhog TV. Again, Lucy the movie out. Go check that out. Go look at the mic drops from They Love World Project. Remy CTM has 10 for 10. We re-releasing that too under Grindhard, and he has the Collabo Kings coming out and all that. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of shit going on. Me and Blue Diaz, Worldarama's Vision, that shit coming out soon too. And y'all gonna see a video for Everything Burns, which is my song off of Lucy the movie soundtrack. So it's gonna be crazy, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my producers of the show today, aka Promotions and Pacheco Productions. They're the ones producing the show today. Y'all doing an excellent job. Hand clap for yourselves. Now I'm about to head to an event. I forgot the name. What's the name of it?
Well, it's a Sony release party.
It's a Sony release party for a bunch of artists. E-Mark Entertainment is involved with Sony Records and a bunch of people. I got my man Renoir Dollars. We about to go meet up with our business partner, Lady Success.
Self in the building.
DJ Self is in the building. Yeah. Lazarus the Top Dog is about to meet up with us. We got a lot of shit going on, but I'm leaving here now, and then I'm going to head out to Manhattan to that. I'm parking outside of Brooklyn, or in Brooklyn, and we're going to jump on the train. You won't be getting me for that congestion pricing, $9 or $12. Y'all won't be getting me. Y'all won't be raping my Easy Pass, you rapers. You fucking Easy Pass rapers. But I just want to say, remember, February 26th, you know what I'm saying, 227 Linden Boulevard, Moonlight Corner Lounge, 6 p.m. to 12, free entry, cash bar and food. Lucy the movie soundtrack and Lucy the movie and soundtrack media mixer. Shout out to my guy Kyron Hodges, Tristan. Shout out to GQ Beats and all of the actors and actresses involved. Shout out Shay from Show Up Films. You know what I mean? She did her thing, and all of the editors and everybody that's involved with that shit. I can't stress it enough. Just Jace, salute to you. I can't wait to get out to Trinidad for Carnival and vibe out with y'all and do what we do like we do it for TV.
Can't say short films without shouting out Bella with the shots.
Shout out Bella with the shots too. You know, she doing her thing. Happy belated birthday to you. You know what I'm saying? Sorry I missed that party, but it was crazy out there. I couldn't make it. But it's your boy World-Rama, man. Grindhard TV. We at S Street Media Studios every Sunday, 5:30. Well, 4:30 to 6:30. Sometimes 5 to 7. We do what we want. Every Thursday from 10 to midnight. Rough Riders Radio, iHeart. And now we'll be on Brick Arts, Spectrum, Verizon. We all over the place with it. We're unstoppable. It's your boy World-Rama. Grindhard TV out. Grindhard.